In like 5 minutes.
Given you are here, you guys look pumped up. I see the walk has changed. How much of a difference has that victory made? Brought against Super Sport that you look into the Sundowns game with even brighter eyes.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Our work has always been consistent with our heads held high. Very confident team, very confident individuals. And yeah, man, to answer your question, you're looking forward to the game, of course. Much anticipated game from a South African perspective in terms of football. Good footballing playing team that is Sundowns, coming off of the back of a win against Galaxy. We also come from a win as well, so I think it's going to be a highly contested game and try and make it as competitive as possible, irrespective of the outcomes of today's fixtures or tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the game.
Kevin, realistically, as a team, where would you like to finish on the log? Probably you wouldn't want to repeat the script that happened a few seasons ago where Chiefs finished at number 11. So realistically, what has been the talks between yourselves as a team? Where you want to finish?
Of course, our goal, to finish as high as possible in the league. Obviously, when we started this campaign was to win the league, of course, and things didn't pan out the way we wanted to. We find ourselves in this situation right now. We try and make the best out of it, and of course, is to finish in a much respectable position. So we don't intend on letting what happened 2 seasons ago happen, where the team finished at that position 11, if I've mentioned correctly. But yeah, we're surrounded by a bunch of good individuals, good coaches, good technical team who we want to see this club succeed. And of course, as players, we try and honor that with our performances on the pitch.
And maybe what exactly has been the challenge for you guys not to be challenging for the league title or challenging for the top cup competitions, in your view as one of the players here?
I think an element of inconsistency starts to creep in. I think we have let ourselves down in that aspect. We play 2 games well, and the third, the fourth game, it's not as consistent. I think in this highly competitive league, you need to convert your chances, and I think that has been one of our downfalls this season. But yeah, it's something that we've noted, something that we intend on working on going forward, irrespective of whatever changes that may come within the club. We as players, to stay focused on the job at hand and try and improve each and every training session, and contribute towards the success of the team.
How do you navigate the Sundowns challenge? They're going to dominate possession, that it's not like other teams that you play in the league. So how do you navigate that? Like, how do you approach Sundowns?
I'm not really sure about dominating possession. I'll see it on Thursday, of course. But nothing changes in terms of how we prepare for a game. We have an analysis team that goes through a lot of hours of video, try and prepare us from an approach perspective on how we can approach the game. We know how Sundowns plays and we prepare for them accordingly. But I think from an effort perspective and a mentality perspective, nothing will change in that aspect. We believe, we're a good team. We believe we're a very competitive team. Even though, people may start pointing out the fact that we have been losing, we lost 3 games on the trot. To us, that it doesn't matter. It's part of being a professional athlete, a professional player. You go through slumps like that, but it's how you pick yourself up going forward. And I think a game like Sundowns on Thursday is yet another opportunity for us to showcase how good of a team we are. So we're just looking forward to that game and try and make it as competitive as possible.
Given you guys come into this game, with the back of a victory, like you said earlier on, and when you look at the Sundowns squad, all of the teams have planned for them, but it's not easy to beat them. No one has beaten them, actually. What is it that, makes them so slippery that even when you've got them, they always have that one chance that they get?
I think, Sundowns are very, like I said, I use the word consistent. They're very consistent in their approach. They never change or try and conform their style of play based on their opponent. I think that's been one of their biggest strengths as well. And of course, apart from having quality players who understand the game, players who are experienced, who have done this at the highest level for the longest of time, I think they have a very good coach, Coach Roland and Coach Mangoba, who understand the game, and they are up to par with the modern standards of the game. I think that helps them a lot. That's just my observation about Sundowns. I have a few colleagues there, and you can see from where they were and where they are now, there's a huge improvement. So those things don't just happen. It's consistent coaching, consistent training and practice that elevates a player to that standard. So big ups to them, and yeah, that's my opinion.
How much have you taken from the Esperance game, looking at how they manipulated the script of the day, them playing their own game, the low block and saying we catch them on the counter? How much of that has worked for you mentally, looking at how they were approached by an international team?
It shows the dominance of the club. It shows how respected it is from a continental perspective. For a team as big as Esperance to do that against Sundowns shows that they understand the danger that they pose, and they executed their game plan to perfection. People can talk about low blocks, etc. But at the end of the day, your low block, you win the game. That's all that matters right now. So big ups to them. I watched that game, a very entertaining game from both teams. It was fascinating how they managed to get the goals from that low block position and be able to get forward in certain moments of the game. So I think there's a few things we can pick up from that game that we can apply in our game against Sundowns.
Kevin, I think the other interesting dynamic into this match is that for you guys as the defensive group, there will be that the dynamic of Peter Shalulile just now. I'm sure he's in good space. You must be excited to come up against a player who finds himself in that kind of zone.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to that challenge, because that's how you gauge yourself as an individual, as a player, by playing against better players, top players. And Peter Shalulile is one of those players, alongside his fellow teammates, of course. If I mention names, I will take the whole day. But he's surrounded by quality individuals, so on the day will not be only about watching out for him, but watching out for other elements of danger that they pose as a team. So yeah, it's a challenge that I personally am looking forward to, and wanna go out there and Thursday and showcase my talent to the world as well.
This is like Kaizer Chiefs are the only team to beat Sundowns and broke their winning record. How much of inspiration comes from that? Because your fans are talking about it.
None, actually, to be honest. That's in the past. There were different players at that time, and I was not even aware of that fact until you pointed out, honestly. But like I said, we draw inspiration from our previous game. We try and maintain a level of consistency in how you approach that game, in terms of your hunger, your desire, and your aggression. And if you can, go into the game on Thursday with the same mentality, I think we can get something. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Yes, has fallen all the time.
Can we have both things?
Thanks, man.